Here. All right. There we are. Good evening, everyone. How is everybody doing? I hope everybody is doing well. So here we are, Wednesday night. Oh, God. I tell you what, poor people in Texas, Arkansas, Mississippi, parts of Tennessee, not having a good time right now, especially Texas, especially Texas. But we're going to get into that here in a little bit. We're going to talk about some things with that, which I think are really, really important. Okay. And it, again, you know, I mean, I don't know how many times you have to say, I told you so, but I guess sometimes you got to say, I told you so. But before we jump into everything, I want to remind everybody that this is a very family friendly oriented channel. I would ask you all to be decent in the chat, no racism, no nastiness. If you cannot abide by those very simple, easy rules, those awesome people lit up in blue with the blue wrenches will boot you out of here because we are not going to have it. Okay. So, what we need to do is remember just let's be decent, let's have a good chat, let's be respectful of each other, and we'll have a good time here tonight. So, all right. Oh, a reminder. So tonight's winner of the egg count will be receiving The Solitary Man's Refuge by Ron Foster. Again, Ron Foster has very generously donated a tremendous amount of books. And so I am going to be giving them away in each live stream until they are all gone. All right. So when we get to egg count time, the winner will be winning the book tonight. So I'm just putting that out there ahead of time for people so that they can see that. And there's Rob. Ron is in the chat right now as well. Thank you, man. I appreciate you sending all those books. It's very awesome of you. Again, JJ, if you would, there he is. JJ's ahead of me here. He's given Ron Foster's links. If you want to go check him out, check out his books over there. He's got quite a bit of books. So, um, all right. Whew. So this morning I got up. It's a little icy. So I made the executive decision. Today is a good day to stay home and do nothing. Um, but yeah, so today it's what I did. I just stayed here today and did a very low key day, and it was actually kind of enjoyable, to be honest with you. I've been doing a lot of running around lately, trying to get things squared away and doing different things, and to take a day and just go, okay, I'm going to have to reset an appointment. I'm going to call like in the morning tomorrow and see if I can't get the truck in there at some point tomorrow to get that front end alignment. You know, but anyway, so let's talk about uh, what's going on. Obviously, right now, the event down in Texas, especially in Texas, is not going to even be over until mid morning tomorrow, is what they're saying. And so you're looking at another extended period of more ice buildup. And I was up in New York for a couple ice storms when I was living up there when I was younger, and I had dealt with a couple of ice storms up there, and they're looking at another half inch of ice on everything down in Texas. So let's talk about what does a half inch of ice do? All right, on top of what they already have there already. You're looking at a tremendous amount of weight on power lines. I don't think New York's getting an ice storm now. No, I actually talked to Becky and Heather earlier, and they're not saying that they're getting any kind of ice storm up there right now. Power lines can't handle that weight, so they collapse under that, which causes a problem. Obviously, trees, limbs are going to break, which are going to fall. Trees are going to fall. They're going to fall into power lines. You are looking at the roadways turning into skating rinks, realistically. So if you go out and you get out there on the roads, it's like bumper cars. And so, yeah, what they're dealing with right now. So, and on top of everything else, what a surprise! So they're having water issues, a lot of power or water lines have burst. They have a boil advisor. I was actually just watching a couple of videos here before the live stream, from the news channels down there. And the one lady, and it's funny, but it's not funny. Okay, it's funny, but it's not funny. She's like, they're telling us to boil our water, but we have no power to boil our water. Okay, and so I mean, it's not like this is the first time this has ever happened in Texas or anywhere else. Realistically, you live in a place long enough, and these type of events are going to happen. It's going to happen. It's so funny. When I this was always been my favorite thing. When people say to me, well, why bother prepping? Nothing's ever going to happen. I mean, how many times have you folks out there that are true preppers, how many times have you heard that, right? How many times? Oh, nothing's ever going to happen. I don't know why you bother prepping, right? Well, it's events like these is why we prep. Because the one lady had a fireplace going. They were sitting in front of the fireplace. They're trying to melt water and, to get it to where they can, you know, have drinking water, where they can have. The one lady was trying to warm up water so she could warm up baby bottles for her child. Once again, and I'm going to say this, and I say this over and over and over again, we have these weather forecasters. They're saying this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen, right? Why would you not put yourself in a situation where you go, okay, this storm is coming in. We know this storm's coming in. We know we're going to get an ice storm. Yeah, stupid should hurt. You're right. You're right. I don't disagree with that. But again, you know, having basic necessities in case of a power outage, right? Alternative heat source, another way to heat your home, candles, lanterns, whatever the case may be. The one thing I was watching, the lady said they'd been without power for like 60 hours and they had been without running water for over 24. You know, you cannot rely on the system. You can't rely on the system. They were showing long lines of people waiting for help. Do you? And I'm let me. And this is a question that I have for you guys. And this is not. I'm not trying to joke or be sarcastic or anything like when I'm saying this. Would you like to stand in line with hundreds, possibly thousands of your dearest friends, waiting for your handout for your help, or would you rather be proactive and help yourself ahead of time? I know I don't want to stand in line. I'm not looking for, and then for them to give you whatever they're going to give you, and you would be grateful for the help. I mean, obviously, there's no doubt about that. But I would rather always put myself in a situation where, yeah, I have my own stuff. Exactly, Sonia. Exactly. So it should be a no brainer. Yeah, TJ in Georgia, you're right. It should be a no brainer. But again, over and over and over again, disaster after disaster after disaster that happens, we see the same thing happen every single time. Same thing happens every single time. And, so a couple things that I definitely, anybody that's living in any of the cities down in Dallas, or not Dallas, but down in Texas right now, Dallas being one of them, obviously, Houston being another city, one of the things that they're warning people is after the storm is over, stay away from tall buildings because melting ice can fall off that building and cause injuries. Obviously, if a big chunk of ice falls off a building from way up and comes down and hits you in the head, you're probably not going to have a good day. So, please be cautious in that. Again, don't get out there on the roads and drive if you don't have to. I mean, it's just there's no there's no job, folks. There is no job out there worth you risking your life for. No job. So again, I would say, that's like I said today. I woke up now in where I'm at here, a little bit of ice, not a lot of ice, but I know that there's an area as I move further west that I have to go through that's always worse. So I just was like, No way, no how, not going to do it. And so I'm sorry I had our surgery last week and read your name wrong. Nudie. Oh, somebody's name wrong. Okay. I hope the eye surgery went well. But family in Dallas Fort Worth said it was shut down. The power or the water was shut down. Probably the water because of power main breaks. I would imagine. So a 4 foot long icicle falls from 100 feet and hits you in the head. It will be your last day. Yeah, Okie Forge, exactly. Exactly. So, again, these are things, proper planning, being ready, realizing what we need to do. Another really good reason to have that emergency bag in your car. I mean, and I'm going to go back to Buffalo on this one, guys. You look at all of the unnecessary deaths that happened with this last blizzard in Buffalo. Too many people died in their cars or left their cars without proper gear because they didn't have it in their car to get ready ahead of time before they went out into that snow. You know, I could not tell you the number of times that I watch, and I call them morons because that's, in my opinion, it's what they are, out there in this winter weather, wearing shorts year round, no matter how cold it is, right? Not having any kind of hat, gloves, anything like that. You never know what's going to happen. So yeah, if you want to wear your shorts all the time and hop in your car and do that, that's great. Knock yourself out. But you need to have long johns, either sweatpants, an extra pair of jeans, a wool blanket, layers of clothing that you can put on. You get in that wreck or you get broke down, and now you're out there in sub-zero temperatures in your shorts and your sneakers. I'm going to wish you good luck because you ain't going to be around long. I mean, and it's a lot of these things are very preventable. A lot of them are preventable because the parents never taught their kids that. Now, listen, I lived in New York for years and years and years. Anybody who watches this channel knows I spent the majority of my life in New York. Majority of my life in New York. So, one of the things that we always made sure that we had was extra stuff in the car, just in case. Just in case, because again, you never know. So, why wouldn't you? You know, yep. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Exactly. And part of it, I call it natural selection, and it may sound harsh and it may sound horrible, but if you don't have, if you're not teaching, see, as the parents, as parents, our job is to teach. Our job is to instruct, to teach our children the stuff that they're not teaching you in school, because all schools are is indoctrination centers. They're not teaching our kids the things that they need to know. They're not. So that's our job. It's our job to say to our kids, hey, listen, you want to do whatever, that's fine. Be safe, be careful. Make sure you have this, and this in the car, right? That's simple. Put it in the trunk. It's not in your way. Your friends can sit there and it's not in their way. And so again, it's using that thing that you have between your two ears. But people just don't. They don't. And they're, and then you have children raising children, and they ain't got a clue. They don't know what to do. They don't have proper guidance. They don't have people telling them the right way to do things. And it's not necessarily the right way to do things. It's common sense. It's common sense. But it's just, to me, it's insanity. It's insanity. And so, when I see these videos over and over and over again, where, okay, so you're waiting for the government to save the day every time, right? Every time we're waiting for the government to save the day. Why isn't the government being proactive with these people? Why isn't the government telling them, listen, this is what's coming, this is what's going on, do this, get extra candles. If you have, one of the things that I saw was a ton of people with empty propane cylinders, right? 20-pound tanks, right? So if you have a 20-pound tank of propane that you have out there because you have your gas grill and you go out and you cook out in the summertime and you have a good time doing it, right? It's all great. Now that tank is either half empty or three-quarters of the way empty, and here's a power outage comes, and lo and behold, you're going to burn through that propane in a heartbeat. So why wouldn't you have extra propane on hand? Simple, simple, common sense things. Have an extra tank, right? And if you're using it to boil water or cook food, I mean, they were showing people were gathering the snow and melting down the snow. And, you do what you got to do, and I get it. But again, if you were properly prepared ahead of time, you would have had plenty of water available to you. You know, Amazon has 100-pound propane tanks on sale currently. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I'll tell you what, guys. I mean, I have stocked up as far as propane goes here. I'm stocked up pretty big, pretty big. Let's put it like this: I have more propane on hand here right now in West Virginia than I've ever had in New York. More. In New York, I had a 330-pound tank that, and if I used 40 gallons of that propane a year, that was a lot. But we had the wood stove. So we did a lot of stuff in the wintertime. We cook off the wood stove, and whatever we're going to do, it goes right off of the wood stove. So, you know, proper planning, proper planning. The blizzard of 78 taught a lot of lessons here in my area. Dale from Ohio. Oh, yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, the blizzard of 78, I was in Buffalo that year. I was in Buffalo. So, Ed, did you get both of those 100-pound containers filled? Let me tell you what, Billy the Kid. I don't have 200-pound tanks anymore. I now have 400-pound tanks of propane, four of them. And yes, they're completely full. I haven't touched those at all. I have plenty of 20-pounders as well. And what I do with that is I rotate the 20-pounders. Steve is currently Steve's currently using two 20-pounders over for the Blue House, which when and see, here's what we do: when one gets empty, we go and we fill them. We don't wait till we have 5 or 6 empty tanks. We if we get He gets an empty tank, and I burn through more propane than he does. Okay, so we get an empty. He By the time he has one empty tank, I usually have two. So we'll take them. We go and get them filled up, and so it's usually about $45 to fill up 3 tanks. So we don't do the exchange. I go right to a propane guy that we know that's it's a feed place as well. We go there, and it's about $15 a tank, and you actually. So here's the beautiful thing. I want you guys to think about this. The cheapest place that I saw for an exchange here in West Virginia is about $22 to do the exchange, right? So you go and Blue Rhino or whatever, propane it is, and you go and you take that and you exchange it. Those tanks, just so you guys know, are about 80% full. They are not full tanks of propane. When you go directly to a person that fills up the propane tanks, you're getting a full tank of propane. There's a big difference in the weight. You'll feel it when you pick them up, okay? So that makes a huge, huge difference in what you use, what you have availability wise. So anyway, so Steve's using 2 tanks down in the Blue House. Bruce and Johnson have a tank sitting outside of their place. We got another tank out here that is Rob's tank. And then right now, and I've upped my ante because it's like I'm just not talking the talk, I'm walking the walk. I have 8 propane tanks, 2 on the camper that I'm only using one at a time, and I have 6 more sitting there ready to go. So availability of propane just for what I have for the camper was what got 4. So it's 120 plus like 560, 560 gallons of propane. But I just yeah, you'll qualify for free delivery soon. No, I have I'm not renting a tank from anybody, Tim. I'm not renting a tank from any, or I'm sorry, on a mission for truth. I bought my 100-pound tanks. So all the tanks that or 20 pounds, yeah, 100-pound tanks. I bought them. So it's and it ends up, if for the 100-pound tanks, it is about 25 gallons of propane that goes in a 100-pound tank. So your 20-pound tanks, it's about 4.5 gallons of propane for that one. So just so you guys know. But yeah, I'm a big believer. Whatever emergency happens, No, I understand that. I understand that. The colder it is, yep. Well, we already dealt with that this year once already. The really cold weather that hit, but it's like I'm a big believer in preparing for the worst and hoping for the best. But my thing is, the more that you have available to you, the better position that you're going to be in when the time comes. So we got 429 in the chat, guys. We're at 151 on the thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, please shoot a thumbs up to show support for the channel. I do appreciate that. Also, it really makes a big difference with the algorithm. So the more interaction that we have, the better it is for the channel. So I thank you for that reason as well. Again, if you are not um, subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. So why do I have so much propane, right? Again, my thought process has always been the same. I believe that it is a matter of when, not if, something goes wrong. And that amount of propane will give us that advantage that we need down here for a longer term situation. Now, let's put it like this: SHTF happens, guys. I'm not going to be sitting in a camper running the propane till the propane's gone. That's not going to be happening. That's not what I would be using it for. Okay. I would be, we would either, like, Mark has got the setup down there in his building for the wood stove. We have the setup, everything to go for the wood stove in the blue house. We would be getting that stuff squared away pretty quick. And if we were looking to stay warm, we would be utilizing wood. One of the other things, I'll give you an example. One of the other things that I have, planning ahead, thinking ahead, I have two chainsaws. All right. I have a 455 Rancher, Husqvarna, and then I got the 435, I think it is. It's a smaller version chainsaw, which is also a Husqvarna. I have extra blades for everything. I have the kits that you can put in the new filter, the new spark plug, all those. I have those sitting back, waiting for when that needs to be taken care of, when that needs to be cleaned out. I have extra chains so that when the time comes, I have plenty of mix that I could utilize for the gas to mix the gas with, to make it so that it runs properly for the chainsaw. Because what you'd be looking at, one of the things that you would need to be doing pretty much right away is getting as much wood as you possibly could. And because you're going to have to be burning a lot more wood for cooking and all those type of things. So again, putting yourself in a position to be successful. If you have one chain for your chainsaw, then what happens when that chain, well, and then of course you have to have your sharpening tools to be able to resharpen those blades, right? Yeah, bar oil. Yep, Delbert, I got a bunch of that as well. I got a bunch of that as well. Bar oil can be used. You could also, if you had to, you could use regular oil to use that as well. All right. But, to me, putting yourself in that position where when the time comes, you would still be able to, for a long time, cut down trees, process wood. You'd probably be using a maul axe to split, but you would be bucking up the wood, in the beginning until you ran out of gas. So again, that's another thing that you need to think about. So all these people without power, right? If they have a generator, if they have a backup generator, how much fuel do they have? That's another thing to think about. So all these things, if you are planning ahead and you're thinking ahead and you're going, okay, if this happens, it's just like a lot of people have the all-in-one units that if the power goes out, it automatically kicks the power on. It's I'm trying to think of the company that does that quite a bit. God, I can't think of the name of it, but anyway, they have the all-in-one unit that where if the power goes out, these units will kick on automatically. Generac, thank you. Yes, I absolutely went blank in my head, and I knew what I was saying in my head, but I couldn't think of the name. But so thank you, everybody. Yes, Generac. They have the all-in-house units, but again, that is only as good as long as you have some kind of fuel. So if you have propane, right, that's going to run for a while. Great. What happens when you run out of propane? If it is gas, what happens when you run out of gas? So those are things, again, if you are planning properly, you're rotating your gas on a regular basis. I rotate my gas religiously. Every 6 months, I rotate my gas. So I'll use all the old gas first, and then I go from there. It's just planning, thinking ahead, and those type of things. Now, again, my first winter in a camper, hey, I can prep too. In Canada, when our chainsaws run out, we just reach out for our pet beavers. Oh my God, that's funny. That is funny. I like that. That's awesome. Yeah, the beavers will definitely take care of the trees in a hurry. Um, but yeah, you just a little bit of planning, not a lot, you know, not a lot. 3 gallons an hour for 24,000 watt. Okay, well there you go. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. So, are you able to say approximate distance from Kentucky? Ah, it's not, well, it's not that far. Not that far. If you want, thank you very much for the question. Thank you for the donation. If you want, shoot me an email, and I'll talk to you there. It'd probably be easier. Give me your phone number, and I'll give you a call, and we can go from there. Okay, that's the best way that I can do that. And I'm still not going to tell you exactly where, but I can put you pretty close. So, but anyway, those are things, again. You just planning ahead, thinking ahead. What if? What if? What if? My first winter here in West Virginia, living in a camper. So brand new experience. I didn't know what it was going to be like. Obviously, had some idea, but again, and again, was I ready? Nope, I wasn't. I wasn't, and it was my own fault because I knew I needed to do different things. I knew I needed to do. I keep 40 gallons of gas for my Generac, one 6,500 watt, one 1,800 watt. Yeah, I'm going to tell you what. Becky and Heather had to replace a generator up in New York, and I'm going to use this as an example. Okay, so they went out and bought the 6,500 watt Generac because that's all they had. They had no other generators in the store. They had that one, and so she picked up that one generator. And she was talking to me today. David in New York, are you still a nurse? Yes, David, I am still a nurse. Yep, I am still a nurse. And actually, this month marks 5 years that I stopped working as a nurse. I've retained my nursing license. I'm actually thinking I might, I don't know, I haven't really decided, but I have actually thought about just giving it up because I have no intention of ever working. It's tough because sometimes I think, yeah, I want to go back to work. Other times I think, God, I don't want. I hate the politics. That's what gets me. If I could just go in at some place, do my job, take care of my people, I would be ecstatic. I love that. But it is when you deal with management and you deal with the ridiculous policies, the stupid policies by people that have no concept of what it's like to be on the floor, that's maddening. That's maddening. And I have this little problem. I don't know if you guys have ever picked up on it. I have this little problem, and it's right here called my mouth. I will not shut my mouth, and I'm not, and I don't kiss. Yeah, Don Hill just said, "Oh my God, it's insanely political." Yes, and I don't kiss nobody's butt. I never have. I never will. That's just me. I don't play the write up game. I hate that game. You want to go start writing somebody up, do home care. Yeah, I've done that in the past too. And actually I liked doing home care definitely more. But yeah, I don't want to go back into. I've thought about doing private duty work. You know what I mean? I've thought about doing that, but we'll see. You know, Yeah, I know, Richard. And that's what I think too. If I had to have to to fall back on, it's a good thing to have. So, but yeah, I think private duty care is probably the way that I'm going to go, just because I got I like being my own boss. I like doing my own thing. Yeah, I don't have any filters. No, I don't have any filters. There is no filters. Here's the other thing that happens as you get older, okay? And and maybe some of you guys that are watching that are older will understand this more. Younger people might not get it. As I get older, I never had a huge tolerance for BS. Never did. But as I get older, my tolerance for BS gets even less. Uh, I mean, to the point of I don't tolerate it at all. I just don't have the time or energy to waste on just ridiculous, stupid stuff. And if somebody's an idiot, I have a tendency to call them out. And a lot of people, when they're in a management position, they don't like that. I don't know why. They don't like it that you're not afraid. And that's the thing that pisses me off too. Why do you got to take my job? Here's my job, and you're going to try to hold it over my head. Well, now if you don't do as you're told, you might lose your job. Guess what? Kiss my big white hairy behind because I am out of here. Done that plenty of times too. I just don't do it, man. I just don't do it. And I did, like I said, I did home care for a very very long time and loved it, and much more satisfying. You're able to give. The kind of care that people deserve. I know that sounds weird to think about that. Holy crap, giving people the kind of care that they deserve to have. When you're doing home care, you can. When you're working in a facility, be it a hospital, be it a nursing home, you ask any nurse. You ask any nurse. I don't care who it is. If they work in a facility, either a nursing home or a hospital, are you able to give the people that you take care of the kind of care that they deserve? And I will guarantee you, the same answer will be there every time. And that answer is no, because their loads are too heavy, too much responsibility is put on them, and that's what happens. And so it becomes very, very, oh, staffing is always an issue, Rhonda Henry. Staffing is always an issue, and it's never going to stop being an issue. So, but yeah, it's just, it's tough. It's tough. So, that's, yeah, I may go back and do some private duty work, but I really don't want to go back into a facility. I mean, and right, and now they want you to do this all the time, and that's not happening either. So there's the other thing. Um, oh my God, that's too funny. Hey, you know what? Random Appalachian American female. If I was, she says, imagine Ed being Biden's private nurse. If I was, he would get proper care. I could, you see, there's the thing. Regardless of somebody's politics, regardless of their thought process, uh, they deserve to be taken care of. So and if that's what I'm hired to do, uh, you know, that's what I'm going to do. And so that's kind of the way I feel about that. So I might not like their politics. I might not particularly like them, but I'm going to take care of them because if that's my job and that's what I'm hired to do, that's what I'm going to do. So, you know, but think of corrections nurses. You may have to care for heinous offenders. I will tell you a true story. We're talking about working in corrections. One time I had applied to work. Now, anybody knows Rochester, New York. I was hired to work at the jail in Rochester as a nurse and got accepted for the position, went through the whole process, got accepted for the position. And then I sat down and I thought about it. Okay. And I sat down and I thought about it and I said, do I want to dealing with scumbags day after day after day? Do I want to deal with that? And the answer came to me very simply, and the answer was no. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want, there would be zero job satisfaction in a job like that. Okay, zero satisfaction. Would I work at a FEMA camp? No, I have no intention of being any associated with anything like that at all. But so I didn't take that job. I did not take that job. I never regretted not taking that job because I've talked to plenty of nurses. Um, no, not everybody's a scumbag, and I get it. And not everybody locked up is a scumbag. But trust me when I say there's plenty of them in there, plenty of them that are guilty, that are scumbags. So rapists, child molesters. I could not, in good conscience, let's put it like this: if I knew somebody was a pedophile and some kind of scumbag that preyed on little children, how could I give them care and take care of them? I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I would refuse to do it. So, it just, and that's just my own moral code, if you will. Okay. Same thing with rapists. Rapists that do stuff like that, sorry. I'd rather see you suffer. So, so it just, not something that I thought about it. Like I said, that's why for the short tenure I was there, I never asked them or researched what they did, so I care for them equal. Well, yeah, and that's like I said again. I don't want to know. I don't want to know that, and I don't want to be around that. I don't want to be around that. And then I'm going to tell you what. You ask anybody that's a prison guard, they're doing time just like the inmates are doing time, because the only difference is the inmates have no rules, the guards have rules. So that's the only difference. And the prison guards, doing 25, 30 years as a prison guard, no, no thank you. So but anyway, so that's just my take on that. But again, it's all about choices. It's all about choices. But again, let's go back to the situation down there. Well, again, what are we at? 508 in the chat. We're at 235 on the thumbs up, guys. Again, if you have not shot that thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do so to show support for the channel. And I thank you ahead of time for that. Also, again, it really makes a big, big difference with the algorithms. So, I really appreciate it for that reason as well. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And thank you for all those reasons ahead of time. But, the situation in Texas sucks for the people that are going through it. Unfortunately, will they learn this lesson from this? Well, apparently, a lot of them did not learn from the last time when they had this. They didn't have ice, but they had the snow and the cold. They had the burst pipes, right? Why would you put it back the exact same way? Why would you not go, okay, this is what happened last time. Let's do it smart. Let's do it so that we fix it one time and that's it. Sharon, I did hear all about that. We talked about that actually. If you want to go back and watch the last live stream, we discussed that in the last live stream. We have switched the chickens up in New York to goat feed, which is oats and corn. And so that's what we're doing with the chickens up there in New York. So yep, you can either make your own or you can use goat feed. Yep. So, and actually, it's not a bad idea to know how to make your own and have stuff set up to do that. So, my cousin is a CO at Chino, Ohio prison. He hates it but won't quit. He's been working there for 20 something years. Yeah, well, Tim, it's again, like you just said, and he hates it. But he prison guard prepper 23. I got 20 years to go. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people. It's good money, real good money, but it's high stress. What you have to deal with on a daily basis. What goes on, what you see, what you're have to turn a blind eye to, all those type of things. It's just not. I had to do another thing that I had to. I was doing agency work, and there was a guy that was a prisoner over by Monroe Community College. Anybody that knows New York, Rochester, right next to Monroe Community College, you have the jail over there, and that's reserved for people doing a year or less. So they get sentenced. They go there if they got less than a year to do. It's more of a low thing type of prison, but they're still locked up and stuff like that. Well, they had a guy over there. He was getting ready. He was looking at doing 20 something years in federal prison. Okay. But he had gotten hurt in an automobile accident. So they couldn't keep him downtown. So they had him over there, and he had like his own area where he was at. Well, he had to have nursing care. And so being a man, they said to me, hey, Ed, would you be willing to go and work in this jail and take care of this guy? And he's been giving a lot of the female nurses a hard time, talking all kinds of crap to him and stuff like that. I said, yeah, I'll do it. And I did. And I took care of this guy for a while. And me and him got along fine. You know what I mean? And, he voluntarily told me what happened. He was being chased by the cops, was in an automobile accident, lost part of his leg. His brother was killed in the accident. And of course, it was all the cops' fault and stuff like that. Never took any kind of personal responsibility for his own actions. You know what I mean? But I'm tired all the time. It sucks. Oh, I can imagine. You guys work, the prison guards work a lot of long hours, guys, a lot of mandatory overtime. Tell me if I'm wrong on that. If I'm wrong, tell me. But what you got to deal with, and I don't want to do that. And it turns a lot of people bitter. It turns a lot of people bitter. Again, I'm gonna remind you guys of something. The biggest alcoholics. Let's go through this list again. Okay, biggest alcoholics. What job? What job has the highest percentage of alcoholics in their field? Yeah, JJ said you end up with no life. Exactly. What job, guys? In the comments, what job has the highest number of alcoholics in the field? So Dale from Ohio was the first one with the correct answer. The correct answer is cops. Cops have the biggest alcoholism problem in the field. Now, here's the second question. What field has the biggest percentage of people using drugs? People using drugs. That's the second question. What field? So your cops are your biggest alcoholics. What is the field that people using the drugs the most? So we'll give you guys a moment to get your guesses. God, we got some smart people in the chat. Nursing. So a lot of people would say to me, nursing, why nursing, Ed? You know why nursing, folks? Because we have access to everything. We have, as nurses, we have access to everything. So if you had developed a drug problem, pills wise, we're going pills, okay? So you've developed a drug problem with pills. Well, you're working your night shift at this hospital or whatever. So and so needs a PRN. They're sound asleep. So you document it and you gave them this PRN, whatever narcotic, and then you take it. The availability is there. And somebody had put that. Yeah, Okie Forge just said it. Availability. The availability is there. And for some people, that temptation is too much. And that's why they end up having a problem with that. To me, I always looked at it like this. And I used to tell these employers when they would get pissed off at me, I would laugh at them and I'd say, you know what? Go ahead and drug test me. I said, you drug test me any day of the week. I said, I don't give a crap. I said, I worked way too hard to get my license to do that kind of stuff. And you're not taking it away from me because of that. So, but yeah, you're talking. Okay, so what are we talking about with those two jobs too? And there's plenty of jobs that are like this, folks. Okay, plenty of jobs that are like this out there. But those two jobs are high stress jobs. God, you guys look at you guys right on top of it tonight. Yeah, high stress jobs. Um, a lot of pressure on cops, especially now. You look what's going on with the police officers now. A lot of stress on that job. Nursing, a lot of stress on that job. Why? We are holding people's lives in our hands. And if you make a mistake, right? If you make a mistake, you could kill somebody. And it happens. It happens. So those are things that people need to think about. They need to remember, you know. But that's just the way that the situation is. Everyone except Ed is on drugs. That's not what I'm saying, cowgirl in Arizona. That's not what I'm saying. Hey, I'll tell you what. I'll be honest with you. Since I quit working as a nurse, occasionally I'll fire up a blunt. Not often. Not really my thing. You know what I mean? It's not really my thing. But once in a while, I might get high once in a while. But that's it. Nothing else. But I know you were kidding, and that's okay. But like I said, I just in my mind has always been this way. I have too many things that I got to do. I have too many things that I need to accomplish. I don't want to waste my time, and that's what it comes down to. I have better things to do with my time. That is being blunt. I like that, JJ. That's actually funny. So, but anyway, that's the thing is, it's there's a lot of high stress jobs. Like lawyers, look at the lawyers, what they got to go through and then what they got to deal with. Um, but yeah, like I said, I got to keep my head clear because I have too many things that I need to do and take care of. You know, if I really need to let loose, I'll get drunk once in a while. When I was a firefighter, kids was the hardest. Oh, I couldn't even imagine, Richard Ruckman. I couldn't even imagine. That would be, yeah, as a firefighter, oh, it's got to tear you apart. Tear you apart. So, yeah, but no. No, it's just, there's certain things that, people deal with. The like I said, again, with nursing, I'm going to go back to nursing because that's what I know, right? Um, we deal with death. If you work in a nursing home, you work in a hospital, you deal with death. It's part of the job. And so you have to, shut yourself down. You have to be able to deal with that. I will tell you the one thing that I couldn't do, and yeah, broke his heart. Yeah, I believe it. I absolutely believe it. The one thing I could never do, I did some pediatrics, did some long-term care pediatrics, and that was okay. But I could never work in a cancer unit with kids. Couldn't do it. I just um, I always got attached to my patients. I had my favorites, of course, and I know that if I worked in that type of unit, I would get my favorites. And if one of those kids died, that would destroy you. It would destroy you. So it's a hard profession, and you deal with a lot of things, and so it's just the way it goes, actually. All right, so what we're going to do now, and it doesn't count till I say so, so don't go putting up no counts ahead of time because I'm not going to count them. What we're going to do now is we're going to do the egg count, but what we're going to be doing is we're going to be giving away this book by Ron Foster. Okay, it is The Solitary Man's Refuge. So if you win this book when we do the egg count, see now somebody's already jumping ahead. Viking Prepper, stop it. I'm not counting that until I say start. Till I say start, none of it counts. So and even if you have the right answer, so there we go. Um, but if you win this book, shoot me an email at preppernurse1@yahoo.com. Give me your shipping information, and I will get that out to you. Okay, so that's what we're shooting for tonight. Again, real quick, if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, let's do that ahead of time here, and I thank you for that as well. So now, give me your egg counts, guys. Give me your egg counts. So I'll give you guys a moment to get your guesses up here. All right, I'll give you guys a moment to get your guesses, and then we will go from there. So let's keep those thumbs up coming. Let's see where we can get up with that tonight. All right. If you have the same exact guess as Pencil Tucky Granny, love that name. I do have to say that. We always call Pennsylvania Pennsyltucky. And two eggs and no thick neck, then you are 100% correct. But the first correct answer was Pennsyltucky Granny. So, Pennsyltucky Granny, congratulations. You actually did win something. You won this book by Ron Foster. So, again, shoot me an email at preppernurse1 uh, at yahoo.com. Give me your information, and I will get that out to you. All right. Counting eggs, TJ in Georgia. Egg count from the chickens up in New York. So I have to like call every day and get the egg count up in New York because we've been doing the egg count for a long, long time. And it's just, I don't know, it became part of our thing here that we do on the live streams. And so That's how the egg count started, and then the egg count became a big thing. So then we're doing a giveaway, and we figured what better way to make the giveaway better is if it is somebody that has the correct answer. Because usually when we do the egg count, I tell people, congratulations, you've won absolutely nothing. But right now, because we're doing the book giveaway, they've actually won something. So that's what we're doing. Yeah, and so many show up just for the egg count. It's become like a tradition. So it's what we've been doing. So far, everybody that has won a book has contacted me. I will put that out there as well. If you do not contact me and give me your information, the book goes back and will be given to somebody else. You got a week. Give me your information within a week, and if you don't do it, then that's how it goes. So that is what we do. So everybody though that has won so far has contacted me, and I just have I shipped them out yet? Like I said, I didn't go nowhere today, and I've been busy, and so but I will get them out. I promise they will get out. And one live stream, also you're gonna hear. I shipped out all the books because I'm gonna do it all at once. Is when I do it. So it will happen, and it will happen soon. It is often imitated but never duplicated. That's right. That's right. Oh my God, that's too funny. So not this weekend coming up, but the following weekend is our get together for the prepper get together. Let me look and see something here, guys. Hold on. I want to look ahead of time because usually when we do our prepper get together, which is once a month for the members, we know ahead of time that it most likely is going to rain. So I'm going to absolutely look. I'm going to look at the forecast for the extended forecast here. Imagine that. So right now, it's only given through the 10th. So the 10th is the first day of the get together. It's saying a 60% chance of showers, but it'll be a high of 51 and a low of 35. That ain't bad because last month when we got together, we had some cold temperatures. So we'll see what happens for Saturday and Sunday. But as of right now, yeah, right now we got, let's see, one, two, three, four, five, six. The next 6 days are supposed to be decent. Temperature wise, we Friday's going to be cold, but other than that, it's going to moderate. We're going to be back up into the 50s after that, and so hopefully we can get a lot of stone moved. If we got six days in a row of no rain, it will make it much nicer working on the road. Today, like I said, it was icy this morning, and we'd had so much rain before then. I was like, I ain't going anywhere today. And that's exactly what I did. I just sat here. Uh, I changed the oil in the generator today. So there's a productive something. The road's coming, Don. I haven't worked on it in a couple days just because the weather. We had like pretty much 3 straight days of crappy weather. So, but just bought the book, not a winter type. Well, there you go. Hey, well, JJ, if you would throw up Ron Foster's link again, if people want to go and check out his books, that would be great. And I do appreciate if you would do that. And again, guys, go check out Ron. He's got a lot of books over there. Check those out and see what you can get. And they're available. So, and like I said, very generous for him to send all those books so that we can give them to you guys for a giveaway. So that's been fun too. But and there's the link. JJ just put it up, guys. Ron Foster's link. Go check him out. And if you are interested, feel free to buy any of his books that he has there, and we will go from there. Your prediction: will the groundhog see a shadow? Well, let's put it like this: if the rest of this winter, for the most part, has been like it has been already, it's been a very mild winter, very mild winter. Uh, it is, even in New York. Like I talked to Becky today. Here we are, February 1st. She said, Ed, we've had no shovable snow yet. She goes, we had the one came in, we got about 6 inches, and yeah, you could have shoveled it. She goes, but we didn't, and it all melted anyway. So, it is, it's been a mild winter up there too. I'm really happy that it's been a mild winter. We will be in much better shape before next winter comes. And so that's how we're going to do that. But yeah, and I know different parts. Like look at Buffalo. Buffalo, New York has had two major blizzards where they were measuring snow in feet. So look what's going on in Texas. So it really depends on what part of the country you are. I know like North Dakota, South Dakota, they've been dealing with some extreme cold. I mean, the Northeast is getting ready. Where Mac is up there, you guys are getting ready to get some really cold weather up there, New York and stuff like that as well. And so it's what are you going to do? It's all part of the cycle of it. Hopefully, I just look at like every day that I wake up, folks. It's one day closer to spring, and hopefully the weather will moderate better at that point, and I will be able to spend a lot more time outside getting things done. The road is going to get done. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. The road is going to get done. It's just going to take a little bit of time. So when I hear you say egg count time, it's long gone on the visible chat. Oh, really? Oh, that's weird. Yeah, one day closer to the next winter. Well, we don't want to think about that. But Friday high says 17, low is 0 here in Pennsylvania. Yeah, I'm looking at a low of like 15 here on Friday. Actually, let me look at it again. I'll tell you exactly what we're looking at because I know that Friday is going to be the coldest day. Let me look at this again. Yeah, so yeah, tomorrow we're looking at 44 for a high, 22 overnight. Friday's high is going to be 28 with a low of 15 overnight. And then Saturday's going to be mostly sunny, 45 for a high, and 31 overnight. So, I'll take that. I'll take that. Like now, today was overcast and cloudy today. It happens. I mean, what are you going to do? So we deal with it, but yeah, spring weekend or weather by the weekend. Yeah, it's just, and how do you keep your mind off of stress? Alex says. You have to distract yourself. You got to find a joy and a passion in something that you enjoy doing and focus your energy on that. I will tell you, I know for myself, if I am highly stressed, and this is just me, and I know a lot of people feel the same way that ride motorcycle, okay? I jump on my Harley and I will go for a ride. And when you ride, you have to focus on your ride. You have to pay attention to what's going on and stuff like that. I find that if I go and I take a half an hour, 45-minute ride and I come back, I feel better. That's what I use, is one of the things that I use for a stress relief. If I'm working on a project or something like that, I'll focus on the project. I don't think about all the stuff that's driving me crazy. I just focus on whatever I'm working on, and I find that helps too. Physical activity definitely helps. Jaleesa just said taking a walk. Yeah, walks will do it too. Something to distract you, keep you occupied. Yeah, wind therapy is the best, Heidi 12. That's just my opinion. Reading, yep, getting immersed in a story in a book. I just read Stephen King's newest book, it was amazing. Actually, I'll show you. I'll get, hold on. I just finished this one, Fairy Tale by Stephen King. If you are a reader, if you like Stephen King, highly recommend it. Awesome story, a lot of fun. Um, like I said, again, I like Stephen King, always have. I've been reading him since I was a kid. So, yeah, avoid watching TV. If you don't want to be stressed, don't watch TV. There's a lot that we can do to keep us busy, keep us distracted. There is projects. I mean, everybody's got projects that they can do around their house, building bookshelves, reorganizing your supplies, getting your dates right on your supplies. Oldest first that you're going to use, newest goes in last. There's a lot of things that you can do that will keep you distracted and not let you thinking. Barbara says cooking and reading for me. Yeah, and there you go. You have to find, um, you have to find your passion. And so, like I said, for me, I just I like being busy. So if I'm, if I have to detach, I can't sit there and just see all the negativity over and over and over again. So I have to detach. And a good way for me to detach is to get out, work, like I said, working on the gravel. I guarantee you what, when I'm doing that, I'm not thinking about anything else. I'm not. I'm just focusing on taking care of what I have to take care of, and then I just go from there. And then by the time I'm done doing the gravel, I'm pretty wiped out generally. And so, that's, but again, it's a great workout. I enjoy doing it. And so, that's kind of where I'm at now. I'm hoping that tomorrow I will get out and get some gravel moved. But I need to make a call in the morning and see if I can't get the truck in. So I will try to do that. And if I can't get it in tomorrow, I'll see if I can get it in either Saturday or Monday. And we'll just kind of go from there. But that's definitely a priority. That's something that has to be done. But in the meantime, I can still go in and out and get truckloads of gravel and kind of go from there. Hella is over here laying on her on her bed. I had her out playing earlier. Oh my God, she is just so fun. She was in a super playful mood, and so I was running a little bit, not fast. I don't run fast anymore, and she's running around in circles and coming up, and she likes to. What she likes to do is she like starts coming and run, and then she'll jump, and she likes to like come close, like brush me. And so like when I see her jump, I'll like and push her off. But yeah, she was having a blast. So, and she needs that. And she needs that. So when I take my walks, I take her with me. And she's a good puppy. Not that she's a puppy anymore; she's over 2, but she's a real good dog. I'll tell you what, she's a great companion. I've never had a more vocal dog. She will tell you how it is, and she's something else. But so yeah, that's part of what we gotta do our shout outs. Hold on a second. Let me get that one. Let me find my spot. All right, here we go. All right, let's go ahead. Let's real quick again. We're 418. We got 327 on the thumbs up. Oh, her personality is unbelievable. Like I said, I've never had a dog. I've never had a relationship with a dog like I have with her. Never have. She is just she's something else. She got me. She got in my heart early, and so yeah, she's definitely Daddy's girl. So all right. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, please do so to show support for the channel, and I thank you ahead of time. And if you for it big difference with the algorithms. And if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe as well. Make sure you hit that bell icon as well. So we're going to start out with Icky Can up in Canada. There is Angry Prepper down in New York City with Jason, good guy. Alaska Prepper, and that's Rudy, another good guy. You have Alaska Granny. There is Sean James with the Sean James channel and My Self Reliance, 2 different channels, same guy. Up in Canada doing his building up there, and just it's amazing to watch him do what he does. Really, really skilled. And his daughter actually has a channel as well now, and she's doing her thing up there too. And I'm sure Dad's helping a lot, so that's all right. That's what dads do, right? You have Demcad, another really good guy. So definitely support him as well. You have Corporal's Corner. There's Bjorn Hansen. You have 80K Man up in the Adirondacks. You have Bizariza Jizza, who does the Carrington Chronicles. Really cool story. A lot of good information there. It makes you think again, which is always a good thing. You have Marfuga News out on the West Coast with Adam and Dax coming at you out of Seattle. A lot of good information with them as well, so definitely check them out. You have Magic Prepper, who is in North Dakota. There is Wrangle Star, that's Cody. Really good dude. A lot of good information with him too. Definitely pay attention. You have Red Poppy Ranch. There is Survival Lily. You have Kyle's Cabin up in Minnesota. Kyle and Sierra, boyfriend, girlfriend, doing their thing up there. Nice young couple. You have Bush Radical, Girl in the Woods, husband wife team. They split their time between Michigan and Alaska. A lot of good information with their channel. Let's see. You have Green Greg's. There is Southern Prepper One. You have Gray Man Prepping. St. Bernard Acres with Joe. There's Doug and Stacy, another really good channel. A lot of good information there as well. You have the Nomadic Movement, which is down in Panama. Nice young people down there doing their thing. They just had a baby. And you have the Green Dream Project out in Arizona, another good couple, showing how to live in the desert. So, doing their thing out there. You have Camping with Steve Wallace up in Canada doing stealth camping. A lot of fun to watch him. Bush Doctor Survival. There's Monkey Works. You have the Needy Homesteader. A lot of good information on her channel. Boss of the Swamp. He's been around a long time, so definitely check him out as well. You have Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project. Diamond's a very smart dude. I would encourage you to go check him out and listen to him. He's really, really good guy. You have Patera with the Appalachian Homestead. There is City Prepper. You have Illumina Acres. There is Suspicious Observer. You have Bear Independent, The Uneducated Economist. There is Bushcraft Bear in the Canary Islands of La Palma. You have Mary Greeley News giving you all the latest updates with volcanoes, what's going on with earthquakes, with Yellowstone. That's her primary focus. So definitely good information there with her. You have Adapt 2030. There's Malachi's Corner. You have Ice Age Farmer. There's Ryan Hall Y'all. If you're going to get your weather, you need to get your weather from Ryan Hall Y'all. He is awesome. Okay. There is Russell Brand. Love Russell Brand. He gives you the information and he lets you make the decision of what you want to do with it. If you want to take it and use it, great. If not, then he don't care. He just shares information. You have Deep South Homestead, another really good channel. There is The Outsider. There is The Fit Farmer. You have Prep Rebel, Simple Life Reclaimed, Townsend's. You have The Prepared Mind, a lot of good information with him. Pinball Preparedness, our neighborhood Sasquatch. He's awesome. Definitely go and check him out. You have East Tennessee Preparedness, The Economic Ninja, and last but not least, Little House Off Gritty. A lot of good channels, a lot of good information out there, folks. Definitely check those all out. We are a small community. We should be supporting each other. I'm sure. Pinball's in jail, YouTube jail. Yeah, well, that's yeah. I know all about that. I know all about that. Uh, but anyway, sorry to hear that he's in jail. Oh, YouTube. Yeah, he's in. Oh, he's got a week. Yeah, I know they've been trying to give him strikes right along, and I know he's won a lot of his appeal. I've won 0 of my appeals. So, but I'm a Facebook repeat offender. You know what I find interesting, and I want to just mention this for a second: the fact checkers, right? The fact checkers. This is misinformation. This is disinformation. Whatever the case may be. Who are these people? Who and when they're wrong, I never see them come back and make a public apology. Never see that. Oh, he's got a backup channel. Okay. I'm a misinformation superstar. Oh my God, that's funny. Swiss Charlet. I like that. Um, but yeah, it's just it's amazing to me, uh, you know, how there was never fact checkers until so many people started coming out with information that they deemed, whoever they were, the ones that were in charge, if you went against a certain way of thinking, then you were wrong and you're bad and you're going to be punished and you're going to be shut up. So, but yeah. Yeah, the main prepper. I used to watch the main prepper all the time. I really like the main prepper. He's been out of the picture for a long, long time. Long. Yep. So I posted a picture of Heaven's Gate, which is a space image that got blurred on Facebook for misinformation. Unbelievable. Yeah, it's ridiculous at this point. It is ridiculous at this point. So they hit him this morning. He's on his backup channel now. Okay. Yep. Yeah, it's I got 7 days in Facebook jail for posting for a post from 3 years ago. Oh, Don, I know all about that. Not on Facebook. I haven't had Facebook because I don't really post that much on Facebook. I don't post a lot on Facebook, but you know, they've gone back for a year and a half old videos and gave me a strike for them. So but it happens. It's part of the deal. It's part of the game that we have to deal with. And so they, like I said, it's their playground, and we are allowed to play on it. And if they decide to get pissy, then we just have to deal with it. It's just part of what is going on now. There used to be a time. One of these days, I'll be about 10, 15 years from now. I'll be like, I can remember when. So Pinball will occasionally post on Rumble if he has something too controversial for YouTube. I've been thinking I might do Rumble, to be honest with you myself, because there are certain topics that I would love to sit down with you guys and talk about. Really would. But I know if I do it here, I would get in trouble. So, you're self censoring is what it is. And you have to, you have to. So, no, I was actually, Don, I was talking to my IT guy, and what he was talking about was, that we should get set up over on Rumble. So I may have to do that. I may have to do that. So just to have something different as well. So, yeah. Um, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I went to Facebook jail for calling Pelosi an evil woman. Well, you look at what I've gotten strikes for on here for my opinion, right? I've gotten strikes for my opinion. So, there's certain topics that I won't talk about anymore just because, it can be misconstrued. You give your opinion, which we're all entitled to be honest with you. I think we all have the right to have our own opinion, but, that's unfortunately not acceptable with, you know, certain people. So, again, we just got to do what we got to do. We got to take care of what we can take care of. So, I went to Facebook jail for saying I caught my finger on something and almost ripped it off. Really? That's ridiculous. Well, I know that, like, hoe, a hoe that you use in the garden. There was a gardening group, a gardening group on Facebook that ended up having issues and they got banned because they were talking about hoes, not the kind that are walking the street. They're talking about a hoe that you use in the garden. So I thought that was hilarious. But that is um, yes, I was on PC. Yeah, well yeah, that's normal. That's normal. I will never be PC. Some of the stuff that they do, it's insanity. And again, I'll say this again: if you are offended by something that I say, that is not a me problem. That is not a me problem. That is a you problem. If you are offended, get over yourself. If you don't like it, there is, unsubscribe and you go on and watch whatever other channel you want to watch. Again, rainbows and unicorns. Hopefully they don't offend you. Maybe they do. I don't know. But, if you don't like what I have to say or what I'm doing, and that's another thing. That's why I never understood the trolls. I never understood that because who cares? What depth are you digging for the bunker? Diesel, we're going to be going down 12 feet down. And then when we go in, and we're going to go in like 7 foot high, so that we're going to make arch ceilings in there. And yeah, how dare you, Greta? Oh my God, that what a joke! What a joke that is that they use a child. It's sad, to be honest with you. That's just my opinion. It's sad to use a child like that, but that's again, yeah, her poor childhood was stolen. But all the child laborers, the kids that are working in mines and working in sweatshops in China, that's okay. Their childhood is fine. But poor Greta, oh, I feel so bad for her. Anyway, let us continue. Do you not feel the sincerity? that I have for Greta? Are you not feeling that? Um, we are legion because we are many. We are all over the world. We're all over the country. Where is everybody from tonight? So let us go with that. We have Dayton, Ohio with Rhonda, Lake East, Ohio with Pet Prep Radio Show, Nate in New Mexico, Waterloo, New York with Sharon, Franklin County, Ohio, BC, Canada with Janet in the house, Inverness, Florida with Clyde in the house this evening. Western New York, we have Virginia with Diesel, Nowhere, Oklahoma with Okie Forge, Missouri and the Ozark with Delbert, Ulster Park, New York with Francine, Erin, Tennessee, Greenlee County, Arizona, Indiana with DJ, Union City, Pennsylvania with Richard. We have Massachusetts in the house, Oregon, Tombstone, Arizona, North Georgia, Hot Florida. We have West Virginia with Mindy, Potomac, Illinois, BC, Canada with Emil. Greetings from Syracuse, New York, the Village Homestead. How you guys doing? Long Island with Bonnie. We have Wisconsin in the house with Janet. Cape Cod, Massachusetts, once again. Gatlin, Pennsylvania. Uh, Columbia, South America. Oh, wow. Kevin, welcome aboard. Glad to have you here. We have Raymond in South Georgia. David in Central Nebraska. Awesome Sauce up in Connecticut. West Central Ohio. We got Dale. Macedonia, Michigan with Dawn. We have New Hampshire's in the house with Brenda. Adams, Kentucky with Don. Colorado's in the house with Daniel. Let's see. We have Idaho's in the house with Donna. Grizzly and Dina, Beaver Dam, Kentucky. Very nice. We have Lone Star State, Texas. I was just gonna say, where's all my Texas people? Because you all got no power. Not making fun of that. I'm just saying. We have Morning Light in West Virginia. We have Utah in the house. Let's see. So once again, guys, we are all over the country. We're all over the world. We're a huge, huge network of people. We're a huge family. You know, we're all over. If we ever can get organized, get squared away, and come together, we could get a lot done. We really could get a lot done. What are we at? 364? Just for fun. Oh no, we only got a couple minutes left here. Let's see if we can hit 400 thumbs up. So there's 35 away. Can you guys get 35 more thumbs up here before we jump off? Again, it really does make a big difference with the algorithms, and it'll just be fun to see if we can get it up to that high. Just why not, right? And again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. So we're now 26 away. Let's see if we can hit that 400 thumbs up before we jump off of here. Ed, have you noticed on YouTube cats spend 2/3 of their time of their life sleeping and the other third making viral videos? Yeah, there's a lot of cat videos. A lot of cat videos. It's crazy. Anyway, guys, I want to thank my moderators who do an absolutely fantastic job keeping the chat clean. I really appreciate, ladies and gentlemen, what you do for me. Thank you very much. And it means a lot because we have that way I can focus on the discussion and not have to worry about trying to do that part of it as well. What is your best recommendation for forging? There's so many good ones out there, Rhonda. You just got to do your research. That's what I would suggest. Something with a lot of pictures that you can visually see the plants and be able to identify them easier. I think that's probably the better way to do it. And that's just my opinion. But anyway, so we're at 397, three more. Anyway, guys, remember, we are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. If we could ever figure that one out, we truly will be in much, much better sleep. I just bought the Stephen King book. Thanks for the info. Oh, yeah, Don, you'll love it. Awesome, awesome story. I absolutely loved it. It was really, really cool. Really cool. So, but anyway, again, if we could come together, we could accomplish so much. It would be amazing. And that would be great. Instead of, being at war with each other all the time, we could actually try to help each other. Oh, yeah, Stephen King has a very twisted mind, which I love that. I love that about him. Yeah, I'm seeing 399 here, guys, for the thumbs up. So we're not at 400 yet. Now we're at 400. All right, cool. So we did get there. That's cool. Uh, yeah, Stephen King. Another one I would recommend a writer would be Brian Lumley. Let's see, who's the other one that I really like? Dean R. Kuntz. Another awesome, awesome writer. There was another writer that I used to like to read. He did a lot of fantasy stuff, but he passed away, unfortunately. So he's not writing anymore. That usually happens when they die. They don't write anymore. Sad. But no, I love a good book. If I can immerse myself in a book, it's really enjoyable. I like the Jack Reacher series. Love that series as well. A lot of fun to read that as well. So there's a lot of great writers out there. There really is. So, but he's probably voting Democrat now, though. He could be. So anyway, also guys, remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Don't like any of those kinds of books that they give me weird dreams. Not kidding. Well, and again, it's not everybody's flavor. I like it. I like, probably one of my favorite books that I ever read, because I usually can read a book and you can kind of figure out what the ending is going to be like. And there's a book out there called Lightning, and I think it was by Kuntz, if I'm not mistaken. Uh, Check if you want to read a book and weird plot twist at the end. That's the book. It's called Lightning. Amazing, amazing. One of my favorite all-time books, and I believe it was by Kuntz. Amazing book. And you never saw the ending. You just when he did the ending of that book, I was like, oh my God, no way. So I love that. If they can trick me and put that twist on, that's awesome. So okay, last but not least, STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to do, whatever you are trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that is going to stop you from reaching your goals is you. That's it. If you set realistic goals and then set about to making them happen, they will happen. And don't listen to the negative people out there saying that you can't do this, you can't do that. You can do anything that you set your mind to. Remember that, because that's important. All right. So we're at 407. So we got through that 400 mark, which is very cool. Again, guys, keep prepping, keep getting ready. When these type of events that are happening in Texas right now, that's why we prep. So when people say, well, why do you prep? Nothing's ever going to happen. You show them events like there. You show them the events like California. You show them the events with floodings, hurricanes. That's why we do what we do. And obviously, yes, we also prepare for the worst case scenario. But if you are in that event and the water's off and you have no power, that's pretty much an SHTF event for you. You know what I mean? That's just my take on that. Okay. All right, guys. Listen, be safe, be good. I will see you on the next one, and I will talk to you later. Prepper Nurse One out for now.